Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yatha Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sadhana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shivishikam Vitamsya Om Jnana Timaranda Shagena Jana Shalakaya Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Gurva Bistam Supurakam Gurgana Rasisha Sambhushitam Chincha Chincha Samasta Vela Nipanam Shri Rupa Patanagam Govana Vidam Ujwalam Bharatanam Bhaktyan Vidam Sundaram Mande Vishwa Guruncha Divyat Bhagavat Premno Bija Pranam Devam Divyatanum Suchandabaranam Balarka Chalan Devam Divyatanum Suchandabaranam Balarka Chalan Shitam Sandrananda Puram Sarekavaranam Vairagya Vidyamburim Sri Siddhanta Nidhim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Baram Bandetam Shubhanam Mareka Sharanam Yashishwara Shridharam Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripasindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavenibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahabharanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratavishe Namah. So we're hearing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, with translation and commentary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupad. And this is Madhya-lila chapter 21, the opulence and sweetness of Lord Krishna. It's a conversation between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sri Sanatan Goswami. So I'll start with verse number 82. Brahma bole purbe ami jai nishchoy korilun tara udarana api ami ajita dekilun. Brahma then said, whatever I formerly decided about my knowledge, I have just now had personally verified. This is when Brahma went to Dwaraka to see Krishna, and the doorkeeper said, I'll tell Krishna you're here. And the doorkeeper went in and told Krishna, Brahma wants to see you. And then the doorkeeper said, Krishna asked, which Brahma? And so then he let in, then that Brahma said, the four-headed Brahma. And then the doorkeeper went in, and then Krishna said, okay, you can come in. And then Brahma said, well, I just have a doubt before I ask you anything. Is there more than one Brahma? I mean, I'm the four-headed Brahma, aren't I? And then Krishna called all the Brahmas from so many different universes, and some had 10 heads, and some had 100 heads, and some had 10 million heads. So then after that, Brahma bole purbeyami jai nishchoy korilun tara udaranami achita dekilun. Brahma then said, whatever I formerly decided about my knowledge, I have just now had personally verified. Jananta eva janantu kim bahu ya name prabho manaso vapusho vacho vaibhavam tavagocharaha. There are people who say, I know everything about Krishna. Let them think in that way. As far as I'm concerned, I do not wish to speak very much about this matter. Oh my Lord, let me say this much. As far as your opulences are concerned, they are all beyond the reach of my mind, body, and words. Krishna kohe e brahmanda panchashat koti yojan ati kudra tate tomar chare badan. Krishna said, your particular universe has a diameter of 4 billion miles. Therefore, it is the smallest of the universes. Consequently, you have only 4 heads. Kon brahmanda shatakoti, kon lakakoti, kon niyuta koti, kon koti koti. Some of the universes are 1 billion yojans in diameter. Some 1 trillion, some 10 trillion, and some 100 trillion yojans. Thus they are almost unlimited in area. It says the yojan equals 8 miles, but actually that's one definition of yojan, but there's another definition that means almost unlimited. Just like when we say, what's the verse by Mahaprabhu where he's talking about Ainanda tanuja kinkaram bhatita mam vishame bhavambodo tabapara, how's that verse? Ainanda tanuja kinkaram bhatita mam vishame bhavambodo tabakripa pak. I forget. You can look it up, but it's saying I'm feel in separation from you. I think that's the verse where he says, one translation, I'm feeling like each second to be like 10 million years or more, or something like that. But that's only one translation. Another translation is, I'm feeling each second to be like each second of separation from you is like an eternity. So, like that, yojana can have different meanings. I'll look up that verse just because out of my curiosity. There's the golden volcano of divine love. Just like I quoted the wrong verse. This one. Yugaitam nimeshena chakshusha pravishaitam shunyaitam jagat sarvam Govinda virahename. O Govinda, without you, the world is empty. Tears are flooding from my eyes like rain, and a moment seems like forever. So the word used that's translated here is yuga. So you could translate yuga as meaning 4,300,000,000 could be one translation, but Guru Maharaj says it really should be translated in this verse, should be translated as eternity or forever. And the verse I quoted is I quoted the wrong verse. I quoted the verse. What is that? I'll just get back to this reading and stop getting deviated. But I am deviated. Ainanda tanuja kinkaram pratita mam vishamed vavambudo kripa yatava para pankaja stita duli sadrisham vichintaya. O son of Nanda Maharaj, I am your eternal servant, yet because of my own karma I have fallen into this terrible ocean of birth and death. Accept this fallen soul and consider me a particle of dust at your holy lotus feet. Well, good I quoted that verse because that's appropriate. Okay, Mahaprabhu Sikshastika. And then back here. So telling Brahma, you only have 4 heads because you're from a small universe. Kon Brahmanda Shatakoti, Kon Lakakoti, Kon Niyukta Koti, Kon Koti Koti. Some of the universes are 1 billion yojans in diameter, some 1 trillion, some 10 trillion, and some 100 trillion yojans. Thus they are almost unlimited in area. Brahmanda Nurupa Brahmara Sharira Badan Erupe Palyami Brahmanderagan. According to the size of the universe, there are so many heads on the body of Brahma. In this way I maintain innumerable universes, Brahmandas. Ekpada vibhuti ihara nahi parimana Sripada vibhutira keva kori parimana. No one can measure the length and breadth of the 1/4 of my energy manifested in the material world. Who then can measure the 3/4 that is measured in the spiritual world? So 1/4 of the Lord's energy is in the material world, and 3/4 of the Lord's energy in the spiritual world. Tasya pare paravyoma Sripad bhutam sanatanam amritam shashvatam nityam anantam paramam param. Beyond the river virajas the spiritual nature, which is indestructible, eternal, inexhaustible, and unlimited. It is the supreme abode consisting of 3/4 of the Lord's opulences. It is known as Paravyoma, the spiritual sky. Tabe Krishna Brahmare Dilena Bidai Krishnara Vibhuti Swarup Jananana Jai. In this way, Lord Krishna bade farewell to the 4-headed Brahma of this universe. We may thus understand that no one can calculate the extent of Krishna's energies. Triyadishvar Shabdera Arta Guda Arahoy Tri Shabde Krishnera Tina Lokakoi. There is a very deep meaning in the word Triyadishvar, which indicates that Krishna possesses 3 different lokas or natures. The word Triyadishvar means proprietor of the 3 worlds. There are 3 worlds, and Lord Krishna is the supreme proprietor of them all. This is explained by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. Bhoktaram yagya tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suridam sarvabhutanam gyatva mam shantim richati. How you doing? A person in full consciousness of me, knowing me to be the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities, the Supreme Lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attains peace from the pangs of material miseries. The word Sarvaloka means all 3 worlds, and the word Maheshwara means the supreme proprietor. Krishna is the proprietor of both the material and the spiritual worlds. The spiritual world is divided into 2 portions, Goloka, Vrindavan, and the Vaikunthas. The material world is a combination of universes unlimited in number. Golokakya, Gokula, Mathura, Dwarabati, 18 Loke, Krishna, Sahaje, Nijastiti. The 3 lokas are Gokula or Goloka, Mathura, and Dwaraka. Krishna lives eternally in these 3 places. Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur comments that in the Goloka planet there are 3 divisions, Gokula, Mathura, and Dwaraka. In his incarnation as Gaurasundar, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord, conducts his pastimes in 3 areas, Navadip, Jagannath Puri, and South India, and Brajamandal, the area of Vrindavan Dham. So in his pastimes, Mahaprabhu, his pastimes are in Navadip, Jagannath Puri, and Brajamandala. So Jagannath Puri includes South India. Antaranga Purnaishwarya Purna Tinadam Tinara Adishwara Krishna Swayam Bhagavan. These 3 places are full of internal potencies, and Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is their sole proprietor. Purva Ukta Brahmanera Jata Dikpala Ananta Vaikuntha Varana Chiralokapala Tasavar Mukuta Krishna Parapita Age Dandavat Kale Tara Mani Pite Lage. As previously mentioned, the jewels on the helmets of all the predominating deities of all the universes and Vaikuntha planets touched the throne and the lotus feet of the Lord when those deities all offered obeisances. So these were all the different Brahmas that came, and they were offering their obeisances, and the jewels on their helmets, when they touched the ground, made some noise, and that noise sounded like the reciting of the Vedas. So, Mani Pite Taka Teki Ute Janja Mani Pite Taka Teki Ute Janjani Peter Stuti Korem Mukuta Hena Anumani When the gems on the helmets of all the predominating deities, all the different Brahmas, when the gems on the helmets of all the predominating deities collided before the throne and the Lord's lotus feet, there was a jingling sound which seemed like prayers offered by the helmets at Krishna's lotus feet. Nija chit shakti Krishna nitya virajaman chit shakti sampatir shad aishvaryanam. Krishna is thus situated eternally in his spiritual potency, and the opulence of that spiritual potency is called Shad Aishvarya, indicating 6 kinds of opulences. So this is more in relationship with Vaikuntha. We say the Lord is there. When we talk about the 6 opulences, we're talking more in those terms, like the Lord in Vaikuntha is known as, what's the name for the Lord when he's with all his opulences? Aishvarya Gyan, knowledge of the Lord's opulence. That's more for Vaikuntha. And in Krishna Loka, there isn't that same sense of opulences. Those opulences are unlimited strength, knowledge, beauty, fame, strength, knowledge, beauty, fame, renunciation. What's the 6th one? Strength is power. So strength, beauty, fame, knowledge, detachment. I said that's renunciation. And then there's the 6th one. Fame, knowledge, beauty, strength. Did I say wisdom? That's knowledge. Wisdom is knowledge. Power is fame. Okay.
Something to do with Leela?
Huh?
Something to do with Leela or something? Is that?
No. Beauty, strength, fame, knowledge, detachment, and wisdom. Did I say?
You said
Knowledge, yeah. You can look at Shaddai.
Yeah, wealth, strength, beauty, fame, knowledge, and renunciation.
Beauty.
Said them all.
Yeah, okay. I don't think I said wealth.
Oh, beauty.
Oh, wealth.
Oh, wealth. Oh, wealth. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay. So the Krishna is known as Shadaishwara, those 6 opulences. But Jiva Goswami says the Lord in Goloka, his opulence is that everybody is all souls are attracted to him. Okay. Say Swarajya Lakmi Kore Nitya Purnakam Ateva Bede Kohe Swayam Bhagavan. Because he possesses spiritual potencies which fulfill all his desires, Krishna is accepted as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the Vedic version. And here it says, correct, as Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Swayam Bhagavan. Krishna is the Supreme. Okay. Krishna Raishvarya Apar Amritera Sindhu Abhagahite Nari Taraj Chilan Ek Bindu. The unlimited potencies of Krishna are just like an ocean of nectar. Since one cannot bathe within that ocean, I have only touched a drop of it. Aishvarya Kohite Prabhur Krishna Swarte Hoela Madhurye Majilaman Eka Shloka Padila. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was describing the opulences and spiritual potencies of Krishna in this way, there was an awakening of love of Krishna within him. His mind became immersed in the sweetness of conjugal love, and he quoted the following verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. So, Krishna, Mahaprabhu's mind is now being carried away by the beauty and everything of Krishna. Yanmartya lilo paikam swayoga maya balam darshayata grihitam vishmapanam svasha cha sobagarde parambaram bhushana bhushanangam. To exhibit the strength of his own spiritual potency, Lord Krishna manifested a form just suitable for his pastimes in the material world. This form was wonderful even for him and was the supreme abode of the wealth of good fortune. Its limbs were so beautiful that they increased the beauty of the ornaments worn on different parts of his body. Then Mahaprabhu is just speaking now in he's in ecstatic poetry. Krishna Jataka Kela Sarvotama Nara Lila Nara Bapu Tahara Swarup Gopavesh Venukar Nabakishore Natabar Nara Lila Rahoy Anurup. Lord Krishna has many pastimes, of which his pastimes as a human being are the best. His form as a human being is the supreme form. In this form, he is a cowherd boy. He carries a flute in his hand, and his youth is new. He is also an expert dancer. All this is just suitable for his pastimes as a human being. Krishnara Madhura Rup Shuna Sanatan Je Ruper Ekan Dumaya Sab Tribhuvan Sarva Prani Kori Akarshan. My dear Sanatan, the sweet, attractive, transcendental form of Krishna is so nice. Just try to understand it. Even a fractional understanding of Krishna's beauty can merge all these three worlds in the ocean of love. He attracts all living entities within the three worlds. Jogamaya Chitchakti Vishuddha Sattva Parninati. Yogamaya Chitchakti Vishuddha Sattva Parinati Tara Shakti Loke Dekaite Erupa Ratan Bhaktagane Udanan Prakata Koila Nitya Lila Hoite. The form of Krishna is shown to the world by Lord Krishna's internal spiritual energy, which is a transformation of pure goodness, or Vishuddha Sattva. This jewel-like form is the most confidential treasure of the devotees. This form is manifested from Krishna's eternal pastimes. Rupadeki apanar Krishna rohoila chamatkar ashwadite mane utekam swasobhagya janarnam sundar jadi gunagram erupa nitya taradam. A transcendental form of Krishna in his personal feature is so great that it attracts even Krishna to taste his own association. Indeed, Krishna becomes very eager to taste it. Total beauty, knowledge, wealth, strength, fame, and renunciation. There they are. Total beauty, knowledge, wealth, strength, fame, and renunciation are the six opulences of Krishna. He is eternally situated in his six opulences. So, says the transcendental form of Krishna in his personal feature is so great that it attracts even Krishna to taste his own association. So that's Mahaprabhu. Krishna becomes eager to taste his own association. And takes the form of Radharani's Bhavakanti in order to taste his own association. Bhushanana Bhushana Anga Tahen Lalita Tribanga Tahara Upara Brudanu Nartana Terache Nitranta Bana Tara Drida Sandana Binde Radhagopi Ganaman. Ornaments caress that body, but the body of Krishna is so beautiful that it beautifies the ornaments he wears. Therefore, Krishna's body is said to be the ornament of ornaments, emanating the wonderful, enhancing the wonderful beauty of Krishna is his three-curved style of standing. Above all these beautiful features, Krishna's eyes dance and move obliquely, acting like arrows to pierce the minds of Srimati Radharani and the gopis. When the arrow succeeds in hitting its target, their minds become agitated. You could also say mind, heart, same thing. In divine literature, heart and mind are the same thing. Okay. Brahmando pare paravyoma tahanje swarupa gun. No. Brahmando pare paravyoma tahanje swarupa gan. Tasavar bole hariman patibrata shiromane jareke kahe beda bani akarshaye se lakmigan. The beauty of Krishna's body is so attractive that it attracts not only the demigods and other living entities within this material world, but the personalities of the spiritual sky as well, including the Narayans, who are expansions of Krishna's personality. The minds of the Narayans are thus attracted by the beauty of Krishna's body. In addition, the Lakshmis, the goddesses of fortune, who are the wives of the Narayans and are the women described in the Vedas as most chaste, are also attracted by the wonderful beauty of Krishna. So that's what Mahaprabhu, in a conversation with in South India, he's with what's his in there in Tamil Nadu, what's the name, in that temple of Ranganath, and he's speaking with I'm forgetting everything, I'm becoming old, senile, but then he's saying to him, that devotee is the brother of the famous poet. His son is Ranganath Goswami. Raghunath Das Goswami, and that's one Raghunath. But his son from South India is Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, and his brother is a famous poet. What's his brother's name? Name similar, but what's the name of the leader of the Mayavadi sannyasis in Benares? His name was... Yeah, so Prakashananda Saraswati, but I think his brother's name, what is it, Prakashananda? And then Venu Gopal, but what's his name? The father of the is it the father of Raghunath Bhatta Goswami? Or is it Gopal Bhatta Goswami? Which is? I can't even remember my own name, but we'll see. Chadi Gopi Manurate Man Matera Manamate Namadari Madana Mohan Jini Panchasharadarpa Swayam Navakandarpa Rasakori Loya Gopigan. Favoring the gopis, Krishna rides on the chariots of their minds, and just to receive loving service from them, he attracts their minds like Cupid. Therefore, he is also called Madan Mohan, the attractor of Cupid. Cupid has 5 arrows representing form, taste, smell, sound, and touch. See? Krishna is the owner of these 5 arrows, and with his Cupid-like beauty, he conquers the minds of the gopis, though they are very proud of their super excellent beauty. Becoming a new Cupid, Krishna attracts their minds and engages in the rasa dance. Well, there's so many nice examples that Mahaprabhu gives about this. He says that Krishna has opened up a store where he sells fragrances. And the gopis buy those fragrances, but the quality of those fragrances, it makes them blind. and they can never return to their homes. That's one. And then it says, Krishna, the gopis are attracted to taste the betel nuts and other things from Krishna's mouth. And it says in this way, their mouths become like spittoons. Very, very, pretty amazing analogies, you know. So, I'm trying to think. Tapan Mishra, his son is Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, and Gopal Bhatta Goswami is the son of Venkata Bhatta Goswami, whose son is Gopal Bhatta Goswami, and he was originally from a different sampradaya, from the Sri Sampradaya. And what was his brother's name? The famous poet Prakashananda, I think. No, not. Forget. I have to look up. Somebody can look up. Look up on your phone. Who's the brother poet of Venkata Bhatta Goswami? And anyway, so he was originally, that Venkata Bhatta Goswami was
Trimula Bhatta and Prabodhananda.
Prabodhananda, not Prakashananda, Prabodhananda. Okay. And he was originally, Venkata Bhatta was originally a worshipper of Lakshmi Narayan. But then Mahaprabhu was joking with him. He stayed at his house for 3 months during the rainy season. He said, he quoted a verse saying that Lakshmi underwent austerities for thousands of years so that she could have the associations of Krishna. And then Mahaprabhu mentioned that, and then Venkata Bhatta became very defensive, and he said, there's nothing wrong with this, because Lakshmi, she was attracted to Krishna, but Krishna is the same as Narayan. He's like an expansion of Narayan, he says, you know, so there was nothing unchaste about Lakshmi to do this, that Krishna is like the sportive model of Narayan. And then he became very defensive, and then Mahaprabhu says, yes, but that's not the point. That's not what I'm talking about. He said, I'm talking about that she underwent austerities for thousands of years, but still she was unsuccessful to enter into Krishna's pastimes. And then Venkata Bhatta said, well, I don't know about that. What is it? Only you could tell me. And then Mahaprabhu told him, that's because she never gave up her mood of Aishwarya Gyan, of the opulence, because she's the goddess of fortune. She's the owner of all opulences. How could she give up that sense of her own identity, which is opulence personified? How could she give that up to enter into Krishna's pastime? She was unable to do that. Therefore, she couldn't enter into Krishna's pastimes. And in Puri, there's that Ratha Yatra when they have the parade, and then after 3-5 days, and Lakshmi's very upset because her husband's gone away to go to enjoy the beauty of Vrindavan, but he never came back. So she goes looking for him, and she goes, that's Lakshmi Vijay. She goes dressed up, all opulences, she's dressed up, and she takes all her maidservants with her, and they go find the car of Jagannath, and they begin beating on the car. And then they call the servants of Jagannath before him and arrest them and tie them up like thieves. So, where's your Lord Jagannath, why has he got... He's just very angry. But, yeah. There's a bird right there. He just went around the corner. He's there. Okay. Chari gopi manurate manum manmatera manamate namadare marana mohan jini pansha shara darpa swayam nava kandarpa rasakore loya gopigan. Favoring the gopis, Krishna rides on the chariots of their minds, and just to receive loving service from them, he attracts their minds like Cupid. Therefore he is called Madan Mohan, attractor of Cupid. Cupid has 5 arrows, we read this, representing form, taste, smell, sound, and touch. Krishna is the owner of these 5 arrows, and with his Cupid-like beauty, he conquers the minds of the gopis, though they are very proud of their super excellent beauty. Becoming a new Cupid, Krishna attracts their minds and engages in the rasa dance. Nija sama sakasange gogana charanarange brindavane swachanda bihar jarabenu dvani shuni stavara jangama prani pulaka kampa ashubha hedar. When Lord Krishna wanders in the forest of Vrindavan with his friends on an equal level, there are innumerable cows grazing. This is another of the Lord's blissful enjoyments. When he plays on his flute, all living entities, including trees, plants, animals, and human beings, tremble and are saturated with jubilation. Tears flow constantly from their eyes. Muktahara Bakapanti Indra Danu Pinchatati Pitambara Bijuri Sanjar Krishnanama Jaladar Jagat Shasha Upar Varishaye Leelamritadar. Krishna wears a pearl necklace that appears like a chain of white ducks around his neck. The peacock feather in his hair appears like a rainbow, and his yellow garments appear like lightning in the sky. Krishna appears like a newly risen cloud, and the gopis appear like newly grown grains in the field. Constant rains of nectarian pastimes fall upon these newly grown grains, and it seems that the gopis are receiving beams of life from Krishna exactly as grains receive life from the rains. Okay? Krishna wears a pearl necklace that appears like a chain of white ducks around his neck. The peacock feather in his hair appears like a rainbow, and his yellow garments appear like lightning in the sky. Krishna appears like a newly risen cloud, and the gopis appear like newly grown grains in the field. Constant rains of nectarian pastimes fall upon the newly grown grains, and it seems that the gopis are receiving beams of life from Krishna exactly as grains receive life from the rains. Yeah, in the Bhagavad Gita it says, rains are produced by yajna or sacrifice, and grains are produced from the rains. And then it says, and all living entities subsist on food grains. Now, of course, there are different kinds of grains. There are grass grains, like wheat, rice, barley. Those are grass grains. And there are non-grass grains, like what's the one they eat a lot in Russia? Buckwheat. Do you eat that? Yeah. Buckwheat. That's a non-grass grain. And then there's another non-grass grain is, what's another non-grass grain that we also eat up? There are many of them. Quinoa. Quinoa is another.
What about millet?
I don't know about millet. Okay. I don't even really know what millet is.
You probably don't want to know.
Madhurya Bhagavata Sar Braje Koila Parachar Tahashuka Vyasaranandan Stane Bhagavate Barniyachi Janaite Tahashuni Mate Bhaktagan. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna is full in all 6 opulences, including his attractive beauty. which engages him in conjugal love with the gopis. Such sweetness is the quintessence of his qualities. Sukadeva Goswami, the son of Vyasadeva, has described these pastimes of Krishna throughout Srimad Bhagavatam. Hearing the descriptions, the devotees become mad with love of God. And let's see. 110, 2. I'll read a few more verses. 110 to 149. Okay. Kohite Krishna rase shlokapare premaveshe preme sanatana atadwari gopi bhagya Krishna gun jay korila varnan bhagaveshe maturanagari. Just as the women of Mathura ecstatically described the fortune of the gopis of Vrindavan and the transcendental qualities of Krishna, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu described the different mellows of Krishna and became overwhelmed with ecstatic love. Grasping the hand of Sanatan Goswami, he recited the following verse. Gopyas tapakim acharan yad amusha rupam lavanya saram asamordvam ananyasidam drigbi pibanti anusava binavam durapam ekantadama yashasa shriya aishvarasya. What austerities must the gopis have performed? With their eyes they always drink the nectar of the form of Lord Krishna, which is the essence of loveliness and is not to be equaled or surpassed. That loveliness is the only abode of beauty, fame, and opulence. It is self-perfect, ever fresh, and unique. So I'm going to stop here. We started a little late, so it's okay. And tomorrow we'll continue. What's this reading? Well, tomorrow we have our Sunday feast too. So I always say tomorrow, and then sometimes it's not tomorrow, but we'll try to finish the chapter then. Okay, now I have to fix this so it doesn't become, so the cardinals don't sound too much treble. Okay. Hariharaya Nama Krishna Jaravaya Nama Jaravaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama Gopal Govinda Ram Shiva Visudan Giridhari Gopinatha Manama Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Janardan Shiva Sari Gora Bhaktivinoda Jai Rupa Sanatan Goswami Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raguna Jai Gosai Kori Charana Bhajan Jao Ete Vignana Shabi Sapuran Jai Gosai Jai Gosai, Jabe Baje Koilava. Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prakash. Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Madhya-lila. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Madhya-lila. Hare Nam Sankirtana Kohe Naratamodaya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Guru Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Guru Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Saparikara. Jai Saparikara Shishi Guru Goranga Gandharvika Giridhari Juki. Jai. Jayom Vishnupad Paramahansa Paramajakacharya Statara Sadashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jayom Vishnupad Paramahansa Paramajakacharya Astatara Sadashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Rakak Srila Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jayom Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Tilak Nehri Maharaj ki Jai. Jayom Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj ki Jai. Jayom Vishnupad Paramahansa Paramajakacharya Ashtatara Sadashi Shimad Srila Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur ki Jai. Jayom Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishore Das Bhagaji Maharaj ki Jai. Jayom Vishnupad Srila Satchidananda Bhaktivedanta Thakur ki Jai. Jayom Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki Jai. Rupanuga Guru Bharga ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Jiva Gopal Bhattadash Raghunath Shad Goswami Prabhu ki Jai. Premsago Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Shri Gaura Bhaktivedanta ki Jai. Jai Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu ki Jai. Jai Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vishvabharinya Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupad ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Kushamashra Maharaj ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Shri Navadip Dham ki Jai. Shri Mayapur ki Jai. Saparshada Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki Jai. Saparshada Shriman Mahaprabhu ki Jai. Shri Kolavi ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat ki Jai. Soquel Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Seva Ashram ki Jai. Ganga Devi ki Jai. Tulasi Maharani ki Jai. Bhakti Devi ki Jai. Shri Vrindamadam ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Govardhan Sham Kunda Radha Kunda Kalindi Yamuna Jo ki Jai. Shri Purushottamadam ki Jai. Baladev Subhadra Jagannath Jo ki Jai. Bhakti Vigna Vinashaya Shri Nrsingadev ki Jai. Bhakta Prabhala Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. All the assembled devotees ki Jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Maharaj ki Jai.
Okay, I believe this Wednesday is Nishringa Chaturdasi, right? This coming Wednesday, that's the 22nd. It's also the appearance day or birthday of Bhakti Tilak Nehri Maharaj. So we'll celebrate Nishringa Chaturdasi, and then we'll have some honor for him for his appearance day. But since it's a fast day, you can't have a feast for. We have a Kadasi feast in the evening, but the next day is Buddha Purnima, so that's the day we always have the grain feast for Nishringa Day, and we'll combine that with the grain feast for Bhakti Tilak Nehri Maharaj, so he'll have a big feast at midday on Thursday, I guess it is. Okay, Gaur Premanande Hari Hari.